your body drop, it's getting harder to grieve. So I pray to the Lord as I fall to my knees. I don't know, but the devil keeps on talking to me. But I'll stay 10 toes, he ain't getting to me. I wanna see my brother make it. I wanna see my dreams work, cause I chased it. I wanna leave the earth knowing I ain't faked it. Cause when you die, you have this money, you can't take it. God by my side, hope he gives me some patience. I'm every rap kid's dream of motivation.
Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy BeastModeSteven here, aka Hashtag and I'm back with another lit. Yes, sir. To episode 26, y'all. Man, today's topic, y'all, that we're going to talk about are the many prayers that could change a person's life. Now, I already tell y'all, this platform here, y'all, is one of the platforms where I just sit and chill. I don't really give y'all none of that craziness that I be doing on my main channel. This is like a chill platform, you feel me, where I open up the door to some of my personal life and also hear you guys' feedback and also talk about topics that are amazing, you feel me? But that's the topic that we're going to talk about, the many prayers that can change a person's life. And one of the things that actually stands out to me is praying for more faith. Now, before I even get into this amazing topic, y'all, I was like, I'm looking on my social media. One of my social media platforms, y'all. And then I'm just like, damn, summer's coming up and I see all these great advertisements. But one thing that shocks me about a country named Canada is, why do they think they're America? I'm not throwing no hate, but I see this company and I see they got everything going on and so on. And they're promoting this thing about having this boat that looks like a Lambo. Far from that Lambo that you see that Conor McGregor has, that boat is far from it. It's like a little tiny kid-sized boat. And then I'm just saying, like, Canada is not America. Like, there's lakes. So I said, are people really gonna be staying in a cold, country, or like a country where it's weather climate just drops from 0 to, it just be changing, you feel me? So people are going to be traveling in the summer, you feel me? So not everyone's going to be staying in a country, like Canada, for the entire summer. People are going to want to travel. So I'm just saying to myself, like, and the thing that just shocks me is the amount of price that they're asking for, Like, I haven't really touched up too much on it, but I know it's in a couple thousand, you feel me? As like the comment sections were saying, and based on what they're promoting, I'm just like, times are hard. Like, people also gotta raise the price up, you feel me? But I seen it and I'm just like, on a lake? I said, why do they feel like they Miami or they America, you feel me? But it was just interesting to me. Other than that, yeah, like, who's seen the NFL draft last night? Yeah, yo, holy cow, bro. So much is going on in the sports, bro. If y'all don't know me right now, y'all should know that I'm into sports, you feel me? So when I be looking at all these, headlines and so on, it'd be crazy, you feel me? Like, who saw the first round of the NFL draft? I seen some picks, y'all, that are kind of surprising to me, like that Michael Penix Jr., pick for Atlanta. Woo-wee. I know a lot of people still talking about that one. And definitely, that first round, pick by Caleb Williams. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, the Chicago Bears, their wide receiver is stacked right now. So if they don't make the playoffs this year, I don't think it's the player. Matter of fact, I don't think it's the organization. I think it's the players. So hopefully they make the playoffs because they're really stacked this year, y'all. So, the season coming up is gonna be interesting. You feel me? And another thing I do want to shout out is I am teamed up with States.com now. Yes, sir. So make sure y'all use my promo code for first new users, y'all. And there's a little special gift there when you use my promo code, y'all. You feel me? I'm actually excited for this partnership because honestly, I'm just purpose focused and I'm just elevating on my purpose. You feel me? So I got a lot of life goals that I want to accomplish, before God calls me home. You feel me? Well, you feel me? But other than that, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This is episode 26, Friday Night Topics, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get this to 5K likes, you feel me? Drop a positive comment down below, y'all. We ain't got no room for negativity, you feel me? Let's get into this lit topic. Let's go. All right, y'all. So when we talk about, the many prayers that can change a person's life, I honestly would choose faith, praying more for faith. Because when you look at this life, y'all, there's a lot of things that happens in this life where we don't really have faith for, A lot of people be saying, how does faith normally work? And in my opinion, y'all, it's basically, believing in something that you don't have the full results for, but trusting God that God's going to give you the proper results for it by having faith in Him. I see that faith works, and I got so many examples of when I was in that position of not having the faith, but realizing, just praying and making time for God the day before, and realizing faith actually does work. So an example was when I was back in school doing my studies, and I would have like exams or tests. Before I ever leave my house, y'all, I would actually pray. And I would actually say, God, I haven't studied much for this, test or so on, but, give me faith to trust that you will give me the results that I need. And just like that, the results that I got that I was never expecting, y'all, I'd be saying, whoa, faith actually does work, because you gotta understand, when you don't have that faith there, it kind of drags you down, you feel me? It kind of drags you down to a point where it's like you don't really trust that, God would actually do as much for you than He could do, because a lot of times where God is there, but we don't have the faith to believe that. And that's what really drags us down. So when we pray to have faith more, it's more like asking God, that throughout this entire life journey, we trust in Him. And trusting in Him is a step to go. Because not trusting God is not trust. It's like not trusting in yourself. You feel me? So when it comes to having faith, it's the biggest thing. Because it's like seeing the things that you can't see and knowing that God is going to provide, that God is going to do many things for you. So that's why it's important to have faith. That's why it's important to, pray for more faith. And the way that this thing called faith works and how it changes people and their lives is basically when great things happen, that's the point in your life that you feel like, damn, faith actually does work. God actually is real. But what about the times where you ask for faith and you ask for results and it doesn't come on time? That's where people start losing their faith, because when it doesn't come on time and people don't expect it to happen the way that they prayed for it, that's when you start losing faith. But that's not how faith works. You should always have faith through the bad times, even when things don't come on time, and even when you feel that, damn, why did God make it happen this way when I wanted it to go this way? Sometimes you gotta trust and have faith that, the way that God is projecting life for you, you gotta have faith through it at the end of the day. Because the slightest inch of doubting God is like basically saying, I would never ever, pray for faith again. You gotta pray for faith, because having faith is one of the biggest things that keeps me going. I don't know about you. Like, comment down below if you ever had that experience where you prayed, for God to provide faith in a situation that you're in, and all of a sudden you felt that you weren't going to get the proper results, and you prayed for faith and it actually worked. Comment down below if that ever happened to you. Like, let me hear your feedback. Let me hear your stories. Even if you got flood the comment section with paragraphs after paragraphs, I get it, but I'm going to read it. You feel me? So definitely, praying for more faith. I see that as a thing that's basically going to change a person's life. Because when you get the right results, that's when God is working. And from my other experience, having faith as well, for those who, a little personal about my personal life is, when I was, born, definitely doctors didn't have, faith that, I was going to make it, doctor just like, nah, this kid is not going to make it. Like, look at his size, Like definitely, my friends be telling me about the stories and so on. Like I'd be saying, I just didn't honestly didn't have faith in me. But honestly, God definitely restored life in me, when I was born, and definitely that gave me the faith. That's why I always call myself the man of faith, because I have so many examples of where faith was actually active into my life. And that's why I always go by faith, because just again, like I was telling you, when I was in school for my studies and I had exams, like damn, there was times where faith actually stepped in when I prayed for it. At times when I got out the house and I prayed for it, it actually worked. And I'm not saying I only used it to gain benefit, because God, I'll be real, God's not gonna help you cheat. He's not gonna help you cheat on an exam. He's not gonna help you cheat on a job interview. He's not gonna help you cheat, on the driving test. None of that. But if you have faith, having faith is like beyond your confidence. Beyond your confidence. And if you don't have that proper confidence there, it's like you wouldn't have that proper confidence in God. Because in order for real faith to work, you have to really believe in God, but also have that basic confidence. Knowing that things are going to work out, knowing whatever position that you feel like you're in, you're going to be removed, because God is always working 24/7. Even if you don't feel it, even if you don't see it, He's working. So that's where you gotta really pray for more faith in life. And that's one of the things that I really recommend to a lot of people to do. I know there's some days where people ain't got time to read the Bible, go to church, and I'm not here to judge you. Only God can judge you, like the Bible says. But at the end of the day, if you can always make time for God, always make time to pray. And one of the things I really recommend is for people to pray for more faith, because I can tell you, it helped me, and I know it can help you. You feel me? So definitely. And when it comes again to having faith is like basically one of those things where it's like not having it is like basically like closing all doors in your life, because I be seeing people going through the worst. There's times where I'm a people person, so when I don't even judge what position you're in, but when people need somebody to hear them out or need advice and so on, it's like not having faith is like closing the door. And so, because when people are explaining their situations, it's just like I really ask myself, was there ever a time in that situation where they allow faith, to come into place? And faith, in other words, meaning God, did they ever put that proper faith in God, knowing that He's going to work things out? Because I know at a certain stage in life, people be so down, and it'd be so tough, be so hard. And I understand, like, they just want to give up. Like, you talk to them about God, they're like, who's that? They'll be like, oh, when I was in that position, how come He didn't get me out of this position? When I was in that position, how come He let this and the third happen to me? A lot of the things that happen when we don't, put God into it, like whether it goes good or bad, how can we really blame God when we don't put Him into it? Especially when we don't pray of having faith, when we don't have faith, knowing that He's going to get us out of it, knowing that what we ask for is going to come. We don't have faith in that. It's like, how can we blame God when things don't go correctly? And if it does go correctly, how can we blame God when it doesn't last forever? So we can't really just be pointing fingers at the wrong, person who's been there for us 24/7. And I'm not saying, like, I know the God that I serve is completely different from all other religion, but at the end of the day, like when it comes to religion, I respect all religion, and everybody's got their own point of view of how they practice their religion. I will always respect that. So if there's ever a case that I could ever, connect with other religion, I would normally say that when it comes to, practicing religion, I'm sure that everyone has their ways of making time for their own God. So whatever way they do it, I feel like in every religion, one thing that I could say that they would have in common is knowing making time, for their own God and praying and so on. you know. So normally again, touching back to the topic, you know, one of the things that I feel that could change a person's life is praying for more faith, because that, to me, in my experience, you know, I'm gonna give y'all another experience before I wrap up, you know, this episode. But definitely faith. Faith is what it is, you know. Like, I tell you, like, I don't rely on my confidence 24/7. What I rely on 24/7 is God. I'm not a perfect Christian, y'all. I tell you, I'm not a perfect Christian, you know. And if there's those who look up to me as a perfect Christian or in the right path, y'all, like, I don't like to stir people in the wrong direction. But if you look up to me at the end of the day, like, congrats, thank you. I love the support. I'm not a perfect Christian, you know. Each and every day, I still develop, you know, to make time for God and allow Him to direct me. But one of the things that I always have, and the reason why I call myself a man of faith, is because literally I live day by day having faith. And most people won't see that. But from my experience and knowing when God was there for me, it was all faith and praying and making time for Him, you know. And, you know, at the end, that's all I could really do is thank God, because I tell you, like, most people's lives are not perfect. No one's perfect. But, you know, when you have faith, at the end of the day, I may sound crazy for saying this, but it almost feels like a perfect, you know. So at the end, you know, like, I tell you, like, when you pray to have more faith in your life, it really helps. It really does help. You feel me, y'all? Another example, because I already gave y'all 2 examples where faith worked out. The first one was when, you know, I was in my studies and I needed that faith for exams. The second one was, you know, when I was born, and the doctors totally forgot that, you know, how life was gonna work out for me. They kind of just lost faith in me, but God gave me life. A third example is when there was a time where I needed to do groceries, and I just finished, you know, paying for the most important things in my life, and I'm just like, damn, I ain't got no money for groceries. What the freak? I'm like, yo, man's gonna be starving. And all of a sudden, I wake up in the morning, and you already know, if you work and all that, like, by midnight, for some people, they get paid in the middle of the week. They get paid, you know, earlier in the week, you know, last day of the week, which is Friday. And I just wake up, I'm like, yo, why do I see this much in my account? I'm like, yo. And I prayed a couple hours before I went to bed. And just like that, I wake up and I'm just like, damn. Like, yo, God really was there for me, you know? God really looked out for me. But everybody's life is different when it comes to having faith. You know, even though if you pray and things don't come on time, you just gotta have faith that is coming. Allow God to work within your life, but also pray for having more faith. And that's one of the things that will change a person's life, in my opinion. You feel me? But other than that, y'all, episode 26, y'all. I appreciate y'all to tuning in, y'all. You know, make sure y'all definitely, you know, smash the like button, leave a positive comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, because there's honestly gonna be many more lit topics, you know, coming, y'all. And definitely, if you have a topic that you want me to cover, honestly, y'all, give me your opinions, comment down below, connect, honestly, and don't forget to connect on all of my other platforms. You feel me? Enjoy your Friday. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Yes, sir.
Blowing up my phone, leave me alone, yeah. That little bitch, I thought she steady moving like a shone, yeah. This bitch, she talking crazy, told that bitch to watch her tone. She moving like she 30, now that bitch act like she grown.